I've only just learned about this sub. And from skimming it, I can see that most people here are the ones who have been cheated on. That makes this very hard, showing up here as a cheater. People have very little sympathy for the cheater, I get that. But that's the side of this I'm on. And I'm just a human being trying to find my way in this world like everybody else. I had an emotional affair lasting a total of 2.5 years. Physically visited the person twice in that time. We did nothing physical until the week before he left town, and even then, I kept my pants on for as far as it got. Yes, I know that's still cheating. 2 months after he left, I got pregnant with my second baby. Yes, with my husband. We continued to text and email every day through my entire pregnancy. We also talked on the phone and sometimes FaceTimed. 6 months after I had my son, I went and visited him. My husband knew about my friendship with this man and that I talked to him all the time. Maybe not every day, but a lot. And of course, he thought we were just friends because that's what I told him. My husband also knew I would see him when I went on that trip and trusted me that our relationship was platonic. It wasn't. 6 months later, I visited him again. 4 months after that was D-Day, and here we are now. I'm here now because I want to save my marriage. We are now about 3 months out from husband confronting me. I would call that very much still in the fog. We've been together for 22 years. We have 2 children. I can say just from skimming the posts here that I have not done everything right in the last 3 months. I've not always been remorseful or patient. I had slip-ups in contacting the person I had the affair with. That doesn't mean I don't want to save my marriage. I do. I'm here. Everyone here, regardless of what side of the relationship you're on, the cheater or the person who was cheated on, has a hard road. I won't ever know what it's like to be the partner who's slapped in the face with infidelity, but I can listen and try to understand. And what I can offer in return is the point of view from the other side of things. I don't fully understand why I cheated. I never ever thought I was capable of something like this until I did it. Life put this test in my path, and I chose the route I did. I can't take that back. All I can do now is grow from it. And I hope my husband can forgive me and find his way back to me. Edit. I'm looking for some justification, or at least I was before today. Looking for justification and speaking out about it in ways that make me look like I'm trying to play the victim. Believe me, I know I'm not the victim. I'm just trying so hard to understand why I did what I did, and it's hard to accept that there might not be a good reason. All of these posts are helping me reframe and let go of that and just accept that I did screw up, plain and simple. What's wrong with me that I did this? I truly do not know. I'm dependent on my husband, and we've built a life together for 22 years. He asked me to get myself financially independent. I've gotten a job and work out a budget. There is work to do there, as it's not all running smoothly yet. He's had to float me while I wait to get paid. Because we're not separate, and this could lead to divorce. I want to be sure we make moves here that are well discussed, and there isn't a lot of time for that. There isn't a lot of time to talk, period, with the kids and jobs, etc. He asked me to not ask him to do things for me. This is one of our underlying issues, I think. That he's a giver, and I underappreciate what he does for me. He should say no more, and I should ask less. We both have patterns to break here. It's hard to know what is crossing the line. We have to feel it out. Edit 2. I think my husband has very progressive views when it comes to thinking of a woman as goods, or letting wounded pride outweigh thinking through societal norms and if they fit him or not. That said, we were virgins when we met. He cherished that we only knew each other. I didn't know that. I always thought it was a limited point of view that kept me from understanding my peers. I didn't like the role in life we had built. My career didn't take off. I didn't have a social circle I felt like I belonged in. I told anyone and everyone that I hated this town and would leave in a second, for 15 years. And somehow after 30, I developed sort of a screw-it attitude in trying to force myself to be something that wasn't happening, and just kind of sat back and realized I had no idea how to follow my passions or even what they were, Because I was trying so hard all of these years to do what I should. Then this guy shows up and is already living that way, and 2 months later is moving to a city I've always dreamed of. My husband saw how unfulfilled I was all that time and offered to move and even looked for work. But my attitude was all wrong all that time, too. And I had forgotten how to be excited about something altogether. Update. Those of you who have followed me know I'm the cheater in my marriage. I haven't been here long. D-Day was 3 months ago. Today we had counseling. He says he doesn't want to try. He says what made me do this is what is fundamentally wrong with us, and why try and fix it? I'm just going to break his heart again. How can that be that we are fundamentally incompatible? We had 20 years together before I did this. I understand being unable to risk your heart after what I've done, especially this early. But to say that both of us spent 20 years with someone we weren't compatible with in the first place, how can that be? Comments. If you're still trying to find out why you cheated, I have your answer. You are selfish. Instead of working out issues with your husband, you had a fantasy relationship with someone who never asked you to wash the dishes. It was easy to do this because you were selfish. You wanted the security of your husband and the thrill of your affair partner. That is selfish. You haven't been honest with your husband, and you wonder now why he wants out of the relationship. You haven't given your husband what he needs, and you wonder why he wants out. That can be because he found out you was not the one he thought. Your argument about the length of your relationship means as much for him than it meant for you when you cheated on him. As now, you still a cake eater. You want your cake and eat it. You had your affair, but refused to face the consequences. If he wants a divorce, let him get it. You had your chance, you decided to burn it. Story 2. I've been together with my boyfriend for 3 years. We met during our freshman year in college and have been inseparable since. One day, about a year and a half in our relationship, I screwed up so bad. During summer, I got pretty close with a coworker because I was helping him get over his breakup with his ex of 5 years. I seriously only saw him as a friend. I never had any emotional attachment other than just wanting to help a friend by hearing him out. We had an end of the summer hotel party because we were all going to be separated, and it's pretty obvious what happens next. Not even a minute in, I throw myself out of the mess and completely break down. I start having panic attacks because I couldn't believe for a split second what I was doing. I drag the guy early in the morning to my boyfriend and confess to him then and there what I've done. Till this day, the image of so much hurt in his eyes still burns in the back of my mind. It's the one moment in my life I truly regret and would do anything to take back. My boyfriend was kind enough to forgive me and stay. It's the worst torture I could ever have because every now and then he gets reminded of what happened and breaks down in tears. I try to console him the best I can, but no words or gestures will ever suffice for what was already done. He's only considered leaving me once, but he tells me he loves me too much to go. I love him just the same way and can't find it in my heart to leave either. My only reason to leave is to stop the pain he gets. But even if I tried, I could see how much more he would hurt after forgiving and staying with me. The more he shows so much love for me, the more I feel terrible because deep down I know I don't deserve it. I try telling him how I feel so helpless when he gets reminded of that day, even if it's been 2 years since it happened. I can only endure the guilt I get, and all I want to do is try to be as supportive and communicative as I can be. For people who have been cheated on, how can we, the cheaters, help in situations where you get reminded and feel sad? That is, if you're still with the person. I pour my heart and soul to consoling him and helping him the best I can. But I always feel like it's never enough. I can't leave because he doesn't want me to, and I don't want him to either. I've even disconnected myself from a lot of people for the sake of what happened. He tells me he doesn't want to be reminded about it anymore because it hurts so much. I don't know what else to say other than saying sorry and telling him how much I really, truly regret it so bad. Thank you for taking the time to read this if you get this far. Feedback is much appreciated, and this is not for me, but rather for my boyfriend. I want to help him the best I could, but I just wanted to hear from other people who are also in his shoes And what would make them feel better in this case? Comments. First of all, the way you confessed was, well, perfect. And that speaks highly to your character and your sincerity. The sad fact is, nothing but time will make this better for him. You're being supportive, communicative, and you sound truly sorry for your mistake from the start. He's forgiven you, which is good, so all you can do is stay positive. Create as many new and happy memories with him, and eventually, with a lot of time, it'll get better for you both. Sounds like a great foundation for the future of the relationship. You just have to hang in there with him while the healing takes place. Other than that, couples counseling maybe? Sounds like you're doing everything to the best of your ability. I've been fortunate enough to have a wife that has gone above and beyond in reconciling. Back when I did have triggers or reminders, she would simply thank me, remind me of what the relationship and I meant to her. At this point, I would have an honest sit-down with him, find out what he needs from you for his personal recovery. To get past everything, it takes a full 100% effort from both parties. A truly remorseful wayward will often have extreme guilt and shame associated with their action. While you're helping your partner cope, it's up to them to flip that switch and help you find peace as well. Teamwork is necessary in this instance. I can tell you from experience that team effort is very rewarding and well worth it.